Today's lesson is Nandita in Mumbai, Class 4 EVS. Nandita in Mumbai is a story of a girl, Nandita, who from a village comes to a big city of Mumbai for a mother's treatment. This story tells how a little village girl is trying to adjust to the new environment. Now here you can see a small child, Nandita. Beside her is the mother. They have reached the Mumbai station. Now look here, such a big railway station, and Nandita alone with her mother. And when they reached the railway station, Nandita was panicked to see the crowd there. She thought where she will be lost. But later on, you can see in the picture, the mama said, "I'm here, Nandita." And Nandita felt very happy. When Nandita and her mother got off the train in Mumbai city, she was very scared that she would be lost in the crowded station. When she saw her uncle at the station, she felt a big relief. They came to Mumbai because Nandita's mother was very ill. Ill means sick. She had to be admitted to the hospital for treatment. From the station, Nandita and her mother went to her uncle's house. We usually call mother's brother as Mama, isn't it? So here Nandita called her mother's brother as Mama. Okay, we can call him as Mama Ji also. So here in the picture we can see the view of the railway station and the inside of the railway station. Her uncle and her family lived in a slum area in Mumbai, where the streets were very narrow and crowded, and the small one-room houses were clustered in that narrow street. Now here the people who come from the village children, see, settling in the city is very difficult to pay the rent and all, isn't it? So what they do is they just live in very small houses where they have only one room. Okay, and see, we have 2, 3, 4 rooms also, but we feel as if it is insufficient for us. But here within that room itself, they provide themselves with all the facilities. See, everyone is happy with what God has gifted with them, isn't it? At first, when Nandita was about to start to her mama's house, she dreamt that her mama's house would be big, very large, with number of rooms and all. But Nandita, when she reached her mama's house, she was surprised to see how her uncle and aunt and their children lived in one room. Her mama had 2 daughters and 1 son. See, 3 children and mother and father, altogether 5. Then along with Nandita and her mother, 7, isn't it? But still they were very comfortable and happy. They cooked, washed and slept in the same room. See, though it is a one-room house, they have kept all the things in a very systematic way, isn't it? There were no toilets inside the house. The toilets were at the corner of the street where everyone living on the same street went. The toilet was extremely dirty. See, in cities, more number of people, but in village it's not like this, isn't it? The number of people are very less. The population is very less. So compared to cities and village, in villages they have large open areas, and nowadays toilets are being constructed little far away from the houses, isn't it? Now look here, the left side one it is in the Mumbai city. They have, those are the public toilets, and here right side is the toilet recently constructed. Now they have made it a point, isn't it, that from now onwards there is no need for anyone to go in the open to litter, but they need to use the toilets. Now here in very big houses in cities, we have taps everywhere, isn't it? We have taps in the kitchen, we have taps in the washrooms, we have taps in the balconies, everywhere wherever we want we have taps, and we have the overhead tanks where water is stored in that and we get it. But in slum areas, people have to store the water. Without storing, they will not be able to use, isn't it? So here what they do is, even at 4 o'clock also they will wake up, but they are standing in a queue, but still they will be quarreling. So here Nandita also had to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning along with her aunt and cousin sister to fill water from the street tap. Nandita was surprised to see how people fought over water, but in case of the village, no fighting, nothing. Very coolly they'll go near the pond and they get the water. Nandita compared this new place with her house in the village. Her village house also had one room, but the kitchen was separate. There were people who did not have taps inside their houses. They went out to fill water from the pond, but they never fought for water. Nandita's village house too didn't have a toilet inside the house, but they went to nearby fields. So now Nandita made up her mind that there is lot difference between the life in a village and life in the city, and slowly Nandita started learning many things in the big city. First of all, she had to travel by bus to visit her mother in the hospital. At first she was so scared to see the crowd and the crowded buses, but slowly she got used to it. She thought, yes, if I do not learn how to take up the things in the way that come across as, I can never reach my destination, I cannot reach my goal. So she learned to stand in a line, how much to pay for the ticket, and also where to get down. Now Nandita's aunt also worked in 7 houses in one of the big apartment nearby. See, in order to survive, in order to get the food and proper facilities for the children to go to school and all, mother also has to work, isn't it? See, in very large houses like you people, you children, your father works and he brings lot of money, so there is no need for the mother to go for a job. But if the mother also wants to go for a job, now there are many of the mothers are going as softwares and all, isn't it? But here in Nandita's house is totally different. Nandita's aunt had to work in the houses in order to get the money, as we have the domestic help in our houses, isn't it? Okay, here her aunt worked in 7 houses in one of the big apartments nearby. One day Nandita went to the apartment along with her aunt. Now for the first time Nandita saw such big buildings, and she wondered how she could climb up the stairs to the 12th floor. She was delighted to see the lift in the building that took her to the 12th floor where her aunt works. Okay, and Nandita, she really felt very, very, very excited. Okay, now Nandita was surprised to see such a big house. See, Nandita's mama's house had only one room with all the facilities, but here such a big house. There were many rooms in the house. There was a separate kitchen, a separate room for eating food. There were bathrooms in the house, and there were water taps in the bathrooms. It is totally different, isn't it? For Nandita, total different atmosphere. Her aunt took time to clean such a big house. Nandita could see the slum where she lived with her uncle and aunt from the big glass windows of the house, but could not figure out her small house in that slum area, because slum areas the houses are very nearby, very compact, very close by. So Nandita could not identify where her mama's house was, but she could see the slum area where they lived. Nandita wanted to see the city of Mumbai. She wanted to go to the Chowpatty, which she heard many times from others. She wanted to see film stars like Shah Rukh Khan, Amitabh Bachchan, many more. Those days, her uncle was very worried. Okay, actually, she was expecting that Mama will take her to the Chowpatty to show everything, but she found her uncle somewhat worried because they had to vacate the house and stay somewhere else because a big hotel was supposed to be built there. Then Nandita was worried if they had to move to any part of the city, then her uncle's workplace would be very far away. And how would she go to visit her mother in the hospital? See, the mother is so precious, whoever it is, let it be mother or brother, everyone are precious for us, isn't it? See, such a small child, she is taking up so many responsibilities, isn't it? Now, in the picture, we can see the Chowpatty beach in the daytime as well as the night time, and people go there to enjoy, but the people who are living in the small houses, they struggle a lot, isn't it? Now let's conclude the lesson. The lesson describes the differences between the houses in the big buildings and in the slums. People living in small houses don't get many facilities. They need to adjust to the way of living. Sometimes people have to move from one place to another. There could be many reasons, but whatever reasons may be, we must learn to adjust ourselves to the situations. Now here just nearby to our school only, near the crossroads of Trimalgiri, we find people putting on the tents, and they will be living in that. They will be, not living means not just eating, sitting, sleeping and all. They do some work in order to earn money. See, the tent will be open, okay, but they will take bath, they will be in their neat dress, whatever old clothes also they'll be neat, and they will be doing the work, they'll be earning their living, isn't it? See, everyone need to eat, isn't it, in order to be healthy, isn't it? So they work hard. So one fine day we pray to God that every one of us, let us say us, we are all one, isn't it? Let everyone, each and every family have a house with all the facilities, that is at least 2-bedroom house, and the government is on the job to provide this two-bedroom house to all the families. Now look here, we find very comfortable houses, isn't it? And if the people living in the slum areas, if they are provided with these houses, see how wonderful living, how everyone will be very happy. And not only that, the children will be able to study well, isn't it? In order to study also you need a certain atmosphere, very cool atmosphere, isn't it? See, in one house only, when somebody is eating there, somebody is watching the TV, somebody is sleeping, children cannot study, isn't it? So a comfortable house for each family is the dream of everyone. Have a fantastic day, all of you. Bye.